I think fashion is like a part of art. So art is a medium. Fashion is a medium for ones to express their past or their feelings or their surroundings. Without fashion, there's no people. Without people, there's no fashion. So
Absolutely.
it's interlocked. Oh, the best that this define us. I would say right now,
Yeah. Oh,
Effort-
effortless chic. So effortless means like I woke up like this.
whenever our customer thinks of our product, they don't have to think a lot. We try to do products that blend in with the wardrobe. But if they want to refresh the wardrobe, they can come to us as well. I always say that to my team. ได้อีก
ได้อีก
พี่ว่าได้อีก We can do more.
One thing you and your partner always disagree on.
Nearly everything.
We're talking fashion today, you guys. สวัสดีคุณบับครับ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับคุณบับ
Thank you for having
วี
me
รวัฒ
ครับ
น์ชินพิราช Welcome
Oh.
to the show.
Thank you ครับ More honored, very honored ครับ Very honored to be here.
The honor is ours. Okay, so you're the CEO and creative director of I Am Act this season,
That's right.
Okay.
It's a tongue full.
It's a tongue-full name. Yeah, but actually it's a name that everybody gets to know and love.
Wow, thank you. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully that's
Yeah.
what the result is ครับ
Okay, so well, we don't get to talk fashion that often on the show, but
Wow. Okay.
I'm open to learn.
Hopefully I'm here to give like good information for people to learn who's interested in fashion.
Of course. So first of all, for those of you who do not know what Air the Saison is or all about, can you tell the audience a little bit about the brand, please?
So a quick recap. So basically we're brand Amer that maybe the listeners or who watch the program might heard of us or saw us on social media or in department store. So we're basically a women's ready-to-wear brand. Recently we just kind of, I would say, relaunched or re-CI our brand to a more genderless, boundaryless brand under the name I Am Air the Saison.
Right. Okay. You also changed the name of the brand too.
Yeah, we also changed the name. The name basically is a acronym from maybe on the screen. It's like AIMER. We kind of took out the I and the E and make it shorter to me, AMR. And then we added like a accent on the A. So it's more rounded, more, I would say contemporary, more genderless. Because before the brand was very fixated on women's only. It has that very image of women's brand, where very women's community. And then, from us, since the beginning, since the middle of last year to the end, we saw a lot of like men's and also like, different genders buying into our product, wanted to enter our customer base, wanted to be in the community. So we thought, hey, maybe it's time, to reshape the brand, to change the brand to a more boundaryless, genderless.
I see. And it's more fun too, I guess.
I would say more fun, more adventurous, more refined. We still keep, I would say, the same DNA in doing our products, the philosophy of us developing the product and the design. We still keep the same, but more broader, I would say. Yeah.
Right. So now it's IMR. Basically,
IMR.
it's AMR in English,
French.
but in French,
yes, that's
it's
right.
pronounced as IMR.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So, did you always love fashion and always wanted to work in fashion since you remember?
I think fashion came accidentally. I think at a young age, I think as we progress in life or in age, we get interested in things as we grow up.
Okay.
As I grow up, I kind of like notice people dressing up, friends, families dress up more because couple of my cousins, they are in the fashion industry.
I see.
So I kind of have that like influence, saw them
You're in
dress
the
up.
environment.
Yeah, during the environment, that's right. And then, surrounded by them during gatherings, like, hey, this is an interesting industry. And also like, when they dress up, it looks fun, it looks interesting. So that's how I got my interest into fashion. And then, as I grow up, I also try to dress up more. I explore different ways of dressing up.
Yeah.
And I had fun enjoying that. So
Right.
and then suddenly I found a career path in doing.
And did you go to school for fashion too?
No, actually I went to economics.
Really?
at Jula.
Did it come in handy too when you own your own
No,
brand?
yeah, I think that kind of helped me, you know,
Yeah.
because as part of economics, you kind of study about like business development and, you know, consulting skills of how to like do business as well. So that kind of have like give me the foundation to do business. Yeah.
Right. Did you go to school in the country or abroad? Because your English is great too.
Oh, thank you. For secondary school, I went to Australia, and
okay.
then I came back for undergraduates at Jula, and then went for a master's degree in the UK.
Okay.
So yeah.
So did your time in Australia and in UK influence you in any way in fashion or in what you did later in your life?
I think fashion came during my older years. I would say during my university. Yeah. Secondary school, I was a bit still young. I wasn't mature or didn't really like notice those sort of things. But as I grow older, I went into like undergraduate. Became a man, and
Yeah.
became an adult, a young adult. I was like, okay, maybe I have to take care of myself. Like
Right.
dress better. How should I find my own style? Dress up to maybe attract the girls. I
Yeah.
don't know, to make your self-image look better. So,
Right.
so that's how. Yeah, that's when I kind of got started into fashion. Yeah.
I see. And well, being as good as you are at English also, did that help in running the brand, the fashion brand too?
I think when I was a buyer, so before I do the brand, I was working as a buyer in a company.
Okay.
Going to fashion week twice a year.
In France?
Yes, in Paris,
Okay.
in France, and then sometimes in Milan, but not a lot. So mainly in France, in Paris. That also helped me to improve my English. Get to communicate in English with like the buying team, the sales team, the brand. Talk
Right.
a lot about the stories behind the collection. Discussing about the collection, where it came from. So
Yeah.
I was able to improve my English in how to communicate deeply as well. Yeah.
Sure, it sure broadens your horizon and
Yes.
helps you make more connections.
True.
Yeah.
And more cultured as well.
Right.
I think as you travel, you
Sure.
you embrace other culture, you learn other
Sure.
culture, and also you
And it could
broaden
be-
your horizon as well as a perspective to the world. Yeah.
Yeah, it could become a big part in designing or in fashion. Like
That's right.
it could be very cultural.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, I think like design. I think fashion is like a part of art. So art is a medium. Fashion is a medium for ones to express their past or their feelings or their surroundings. As you can see,
Right.
like in fashion, when there's like geopolitical things happening or social things happening,
Sure.
it goes through fashion.
Yes.
Or it reflects what's society is happening, the economy is happening.
Yeah, and it's all about people anyway.
But it's
right?
all about people, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
fashion is people. How people
Sure.
wear fashion. Without fashion, there's no people. Without people, there's no fashion. So
Absolutely.
it's interlocked.
Yeah. Can you talk more about your work as a buyer? Because it sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like shopping
Sounds
for
like
a career, right? Yeah.
So as a buyer, basically we have a budget. Let's say we work at a brand. We have a budget. This budget we have to choose.
But how big the budget is? Is that your call to, or you just
Part of it is my call, but part of it is like my leader, my boss, my manager, who
Okay.
has the budget for the season.
Okay.
Let's say this season we have this much that we can buy to hit this much of a sales target.
Sure.
So as a buyer, you basically go to every season 6 months in advance. So right now, as we're recording, it's probably fall winter 26, right? So if I was a buyer, I'll probably be in Paris right now, picking out the styles, the product that we would buy for next season, 6 to 7, 8 months,
months in advance? Okay, so you're shopping for the future.
Yeah, we are shopping for the future. We are
Wow.
basically shopping for what we think people should wear and how fashion will be in the next 6 months.
Okay.
No, not the next 6 months. 6 months after the next. So
Right.
12 months. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You use the word what people should wear.
Yeah.
So that suggests marketing part too, because
Right.
what you decided to buy today, you have to make it work in the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to do something about it. You
Def-
have to think about the trend. You have to think about what people might be willing to pay and make that happen.
That's right. So we work alongside marketing. So marketing will say, okay, from the collection, these product will be the key role or the key looks that they will push
Yeah.
for the brand for that season. So for
Sure.
us, we have to buy that and then for them to communicate to make it successful.
Yeah.
So basically, we and the marketing kind of dictate on what the trend will be and what items the customer must have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still sounds like a lot of fun, but it's a lot more complicated than that it
Yeah.
might look on the surface because it's not just that you have to depend on your taste ไม่ใช่แค่ taste ดีเฉยๆ
ต้องครับ
but you have to like be able to forecast
Yep.
The sales too.
Yeah. So one taste and also forecasting. Because it's kind of like a bet. We are betting something that's hopefully will happen and be successful in the next 6 months after
Okay.
this. Because it's a lot of money. It's a
Right.
big budget. It's huge, right?
Yeah.
If what we buy doesn't sell, it will cost a lot under the brand. But also, it also you have to manage the buying selection healthily. So, in the past, you would have the sales data of like what product sells, what type of product sells, what color, what size.
Sure.
So you have to buy the majority on that. But then also you can have a little bit of budget to buy what we think will be the trend of the season.
I
So
see.
there's a healthy chunk that definitely we feel will sell, and there's a chunk that we feel that will be something new and exciting for
Yeah.
the customer.
so you could be more daring more adventurous
that's right.
for this small part
That's right.
okay
Oh, it's gonna be boring because every season you'll be buying the same thing,
Yeah.
and you'll be like,
Right.
okay, so it's like copy and paste, copy and paste.
Right.
But in fashion, there has to be emotion. You have to have something new all the time. Even for our customers, they also want something new. Even
Sure,
though they
yeah.
want to buy the same thing, but also they want something to excite them as well, like to add some life to the wardrobe during that time.
Yeah. So tell me about that day that you feel like, okay, I'm done working for somebody else. I want to create my own brand.
I think that happened during COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, I think COVID affected a lot globally. As we do buying, we work a lot with our foreign brands, international brands, and uncertainty in the current exchange or the import costs. At the time, people kind of stopped spending on luxury item. So I thought maybe like now it's a time to change the career path.
Okay.
And then I saw the rise of e-commerce in Thailand. Maybe during that time in COVID, all the platforms start to come in.
Yeah.
E-commerce starts to become something that Thai people start to embrace, because before we were very like retail, very offline oriented, only department stores.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Grab, not a lot of like shopping on the Lazada or Shopee. That time we thought, okay, maybe e-commerce is something we should go, and also that there's an opportunity for like a younger fashion brand to start in Thailand at the time. So I thought, maybe it's a good time, with the experience I have working as a buyer, maybe it's time to do something as our own, as a brand.
So it was a good idea at the time to create a new brand, even though COVID is still going on, because you can see that there's a possibility.
Yeah, I think during COVID we were incubating. I was incubating, so I was doing
Okay.
like a lot of research, talking to a lot of suppliers, and also like, in a way, predicting the change in consumer behavior.
Yeah.
That shopping will now move from 90% from department store would definitely move to e-commerce, because it's already happening in the Western world before COVID.
Yeah.
There was Amazon or like other big brands doing online. I think
Yeah.
in the future Thai people will embrace it.
Yeah,
So I
and
thought,
people did do a lot of shopping online at the
Yeah.
time because we had
we
nothing
can't go
else
out.
to do.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah, we
and
couldn't
also,
go out. Yeah.
And also, like for a young company, for a young brand, it's actually quite feasible to do business online, because operation costs, fixed costs is quite cheap, quite low.
Okay.
You don't have to hire a lot of employees. You don't have to rent an office building.
Sure,
so
yeah.
it's easy to start with like little capital. So yeah.
Okay. So what was the landscape of the fashion industry looking like at the time?
I think at the time, fashion was very segmented, I would say. There were luxury brands and international brands, and there were Thai designer brands, more like a upper tier, right? Middle to lower, there wasn't a lot at the time. I think, if I can remember correctly, there was only, I think Uniqlo just came in not a long time ago, H&M and Zara. And only there wasn't really a local brand that offered that middle ground, that mid to high price, because at that time, COS and Massimo hasn't really been here in Bangkok. So there was for me, I feel there was an opportunity for people to looking for a good quality product at a affordable price, mid range, not like luxury brand or not like cheap. So we thought, hey, maybe there's a opportunity here.
Yeah. So in terms of price point and positioning in the market,
Yeah.
you were so clear from
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah, and also the style as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were a very luxurious brand, like all the big LVMH groups. Thai designer brand, very elegant, very occasional based. And then there's H&M, the super fast fashion. There wasn't a style that what we do now, like effortless, easy, everyday,
Yeah.
essential wear.
Okay.
So we thought, hey, maybe there's a group of customer or an opportunity here to do this sort of style, this sort of fashion product at the time. So that's how we started.
Okay.
as well. Cost wise and also the product offering
I see.
that wasn't there that we thought, hey, maybe we can fill in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do some vibe check because we
Okay.
want to know your brand better, but through comedy style. So through the words. All
Okay.
right. I have here altogether 10 fashion words that I'll give you.
Cup.
And I would like you to pick some cards or some word that associated with the topic that I give you.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, let's do one card of word that defines IMAC right now.
Okay. Oh, the best that this define us. I would say right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Effort-
effortless chic.
Yeah.
Okay. So effortless means I woke up like this.
Yes.
Something like that.
So basically, what we try to do is effortless. So whenever our customer thinks of our product, they don't have to think a lot. As in, they don't have to think okay, I have to be here, I have to go to this occasion, I have to have this special appointment, I have to meet this person, so I can wear
Yeah.
IMR.
Okay.
Our product can be wear thoughtlessly. Okay, wake up.
It's a good thing, right?
It's a good thing.
Yeah, especially for me, for someone like me, I
Yeah.
don't want to think too much about
Yeah.
what I have to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of our customers got that feeling as well. Most of our product, they don't have to think a lot.
Right.
It can go anywhere. It can be worn every day. It can be mixed with what they already have at home, which is basically very, very, very important for us as well.
Yeah.
We try to do products that blend in with the wardrobe.
Yeah.
But if they want to refresh the wardrobe, they can come to us as well. But most of our
I
product
get the whole thing.
the whole thing into the wardrobe.
Yeah.
But every product we try to make it that it can work with whatever they have already at home.
Sure.
So they don't feel to wear our brand
Yeah.
is very difficult, very hard to style, very
Yeah.
hard to wear. No, we want to make it so easy.
Yeah,
seamless.
very friendly,
very friendly,
budget
very
friendly,
effortless.
also
Yeah,
and
budget
effortless.
friendly as well, and
Yeah.
effortless. Yes.
Right. Oh, okay. So that's a good word. And how about one card and one word that you would love to try for a future collection? It might not be now, but you see the possibility of the future.
Of the future.
For
right?
Amer.
Let me
Yeah.
check. Let me check.
It could be more than one word if you
Okay.
want. Yeah.
Adventurous.
Let's see what you have there.
This is something quite different from what we do usually.
Yeah.
So cottage core.
Ooh, I don't even know what that word means.
So basically rustic floral prints.
Like the cottage in the woods.
In the
stuff
woods,
like that.
yeah. Cottage in the woods or barn core.
Oh,
In the farm,
I
something with
see.
nature.
Okay, with flowers and
Flower prints, that's
Okay.
something that we would like to explore in the future. Because I think every style has its style of its own, but we can also cross style. I think we can reinterpret them.
I see.
So we can reinterpret cottagecore in an effortless way.
Wow, interesting.
Let's say we can do floral prints in an effortless silhouette. Something like that.
so
Or
it's
we can-
something new, but it's still you.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we can embrace different trends
Yeah.
but do it our way, our DNA.
Right.
But you can see like a hint of that. Oh, okay, you had that cottage vibe, but still
Yeah.
very effortlessly cheap.
I see.
So-
Can you pick one more? Because I see a lot of like crazy words here, and I would love to see you try to make that ame.
Oh, maybe mob wife.
What? What? Mob,
Mob
wife?
wife.
Okay. So
Like 80s loud, like Versace, like boss girl.
Oh, okay.
And then this could be something like of a wild card.
Loud
you know?
vibe. Okay. Like
So
big
very
faux fur.
Yeah, very
leopard
extravagant,
prints.
very luxury, very loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could be something that we could try and do and make it like more subtle, more refined, more elegant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which part of the definition that caught your eye the most?
I think the big faux fur and the leopard print.
Okay.
yeah.
I would love to see
Or
that
the
in
main
your
character
collection.
energy when you walk into a room, everyone's like turn to the left to
turn
see who
heads,
came
right?
in. You
Yeah.
can feel the energy from the back. Yeah,
Well,
I
that
think.
would be very interesting.
I hope. And another one, I think that
Yeah.
we hopefully can be in the long run, you know, like something we also embrace a lot. It's
Okay.
quiet luxury.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
is going back to something that you would want to try in the future?
Yeah.
Okay, quiet luxury.
Aspire to be, I think. We hopefully aspire to be like a quiet luxury brand, but
Okay.
in an affordable way. So we have
Okay.
like the same kind of philosophy as quiet luxury. Great pieces, great materials, great cut, seasonless, long shelf life. You can wear it like, you know, you buy it today, next year, 2 years, 3 years, you can still wear it. Yeah.
So affordable and accessible is your keywords here too.
Affordable and accessible luxury.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because quiet luxury tends to align with like, you know, high-end brands.
Yeah,
like-
out of reach.
Out of reach.
Yeah, I can never afford that.
Yeah, we try to bring that philosophy, but into a more affordable and accessible.
Yeah, that would be great news because I would love to like be exposed to luxury sometimes, but I
Yeah.
just don't have the money to
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like with what's going on around us, I think people kind of want to buy great value things.
Right.
Things that has a long usage.
That's
long
the
usage,
thing, like
long
great
life.
value.
Great value. That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, but I don't think you would consider your own brand as a loud brand, right?
No,
It
no.
is more on the subtle side.
We are more
Yeah,
subtle.
but
We try to
you
be
would
very
like
subtle.
to be a little loud sometimes.
That's right.
Okay.
Because I don't think we want to be quiet all the time. You know, we want people to hear us a bit.
Yeah, turning some heads, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You get people like, whoa, what's going on?
Right.
What's happening at the brand? You know, to add some excitement. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. You mentioned that word twice already, and I like it. Excitement.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, people would love to excite themselves with what they wear.
That's right. Because I think as I mentioned, fashion is very emotional. I feel that, you know, if what we do, the product that we design, doesn't invoke any emotions, I think we don't do any good job.
Yeah, yeah.
Because fashion, you see it through like images or like
Sure.
through ad, you know, and if the eye catches it and they feel
Yeah.
excited or they have other emotions, it
Yeah.
means that we're doing something right.
Absolutely. This is for human, not for robots, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So the last one. What would be one card that is so wrong for your brand? Like
So not us,
not
right?
in a million years that you would consider trying this ever.
I think this one, very hard for us, that
Okay.
silky core,
Silky.
whimsical.
I don't know that word. What does it mean? Silky.
I think silky. Oh, is that like a Gen Z thing? I don't
know.
I know whimsical.
Okay,
I
yeah, I know
I know the
whimsical.
description, but
But the puff, like
Yeah.
massive puff,
the
like
fantasy
puff figures.
vibe. Yeah, like fantasy vibe, whimsical, puff dresses, princess level volume. That's something very like theatrical, very dramatic.
That is
Not
not
us, not us,
Nightmare
yeah,
at all.
yeah. I had like once I had a thought to do it. We did some sketches. We're like, no,
No puffs,
We
please.
shouldn't be stubborn. We shouldn't try this. Yeah.
All right, let's have more fun with more words then.
Okay.
So this is one word or more, another segment of our show that will get to know you as a person, as the brand owner. We are not talking your brand because
Okay.
we're done with that. But now I want to know more about Bebop.
Okay.
All right.
Cup.
Okay. So how about one word you say all the time? Do you have any like catchphrase that?
Catchphrase.
Yeah, you were known to say this all the time. Maybe you're. Like,
Oh, I
people
think
tell you about this or.
my team says a lot, like, you know, that I use a lot of word
Yeah.
a lot, but for me, I say rut boy.
Rut.
Rut.
So yeah, and you actually means rut when you say rut, or you say that sarcastically or what?
No, I say it as it meaningful. Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like, you know, I say it because sometimes, like, when I see a collection or when I see a design,
Yeah.
and it sparks so much dopamine, I always go like "lut," and most of my team are all women in the LGBTQ community.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that word kind of, like, you know, the slang that
It really
hits the spot.
translates.
It really
Yeah.
translates. So it's a word that I use a lot, and wow, and wow.
Uh-huh.
a
And
lot, yeah.
usually when you say the word rut, what happens next? You get up and do something, or you inspired to like sketch something right away, or what?
I think everyone get up and go like, yes, that's right, and everyone go back to it like with more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that dopamine hit
Right.
that, you know, okay, what we have been designed.
Yeah.
It's like very beautiful, very nice. Like it involves that dopamine, that emotion. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's a good word. But I'm curious, other than describing clothes or fashion, what else do you use the word rut to describe?
A lot, I think, like food.
Ooh,
when I'm
okay.
when I'm enjoying a good meal.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
It's very
So anything that
versatile.
very versatile. Anything
Yeah.
that's like, oh, so good, amazing. Like I kind of use it a lot.
Yeah.
ใช่ครับ
To that degree.
To that degree.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. One office mantra you often say to your team at work.
Ooh,
Do you have
office,
like mantra?
a mantra?
Yeah.
We can do more. Is that a
Ooh.
mantra? I think.
Yeah,
we can
that's
do
a good
more.
one.
I always say that to my team. ได้อีก
ได้อีก
พี่ว่าได้อีก we can do more พี่ว่าได้อีก
And how does your team feel about this like ได้อีก mantra?
จริงเหรอ ได้อีกจริงเหรอ
They have their
really
own mantra too.
Yeah.
จริงเหรอพี่
มัน we can ได้อีกจริงเหรอ Yeah.
นี่ยังไม่ max อีกเหรอพี่
Yeah. I always get that, you know, we can really do more.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, we can do more. Trust
Yeah.
me. Just
Right.
a little bit, just a little tweak, and it's gonna hit the spot.
But I
Nearly
like that.
there.
Yeah. ได้อีก Yeah.
But it's like I feel it in a positive way, like, you know, to push for something better, push for like
Push
a
your limit,
better,
right?
yeah, push for a better product, push for a better design, push for a more refined design, you know, because sometimes when you design and there's a lot of things happening, you can forget the details,
Yeah.
the little details, you know. Maybe Dai could take a look at it again. Is there something missing pieces in it, you know? Or we can tweak this, or we can change this when we still have the time.
Right.
ใช่ So I always say, the mantra I always say we can do more. With my design team a lot, we can do more.
I really like it. Saying that like ได้อีก
พี่ว่าได้อีก
make you want to go back and like
reassess.
reassess what you have
But
done.
like in a good way. Not
Yeah,
a way
yeah.
like we try to, like, you know, oh, your work.
not in the obsessive and
Yeah,
negative
not in
way.
like a micromanaging or like OCD type of thing. Like it's like
Okay.
a way that you can, hey, I think we can tweak this a little bit, and I
Right.
think it's gonna be better. But we're not gonna scrap what you did. Just maybe improve on what you already did. ครับ
Oh, I love it. ได้อีก
ได้
Okay.
อีก
Right. One hardest part of being a creative director that nobody understands.
Oh, I think the creative part is hard, and also being a director of it. So you have, how can you
Two hard parts.
two hard parts combine?
Yeah.
I think being a creative director, you have to be, as the title suggests, be creative. You know, you have to be ahead all the time. You have to think like, you know, 6 to 12 months creatively on what story to tell.
But does that part come to you naturally? Usually?
I think also, but also from my surroundings, what's happening around me, you know, how people are feeling, how my team's feeling, what's happening around the world, what trends happening. So basically I take those energy, take those inspiration, and then translate to, like, you know, what I want to tell through clothes, through design.
Right.
And in the direction part, how can I communicate this idea to the team? How can I make the team that does the design, or like that does the product, or does the marketing, understand the direction, understand this creative direction we're going? So it's
Yeah.
two things.
Right.
Think and then communicate that idea that translates to everyone in the brand.
ว้าว
ใช่ครับ So that's the hard
Wow.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's not easy at all, but
Not easy
yeah,
at
you
all.
kind of did you teach yourself to be good at what you do, or did you have a mentor who taught you that, or what?
I think partially I learned by doing. As never been into fashion, I didn't have an educational background in fashion, so most of it was just learn on the off time. You know how
Right.
the business, I mean how the fashion industry works, what parts are there. Is it a business? Is it like a creative thing? You know, so I learn on my off time, and then also learn by doing. You know, as I start the brand, I kind of learn along the way as well, and then mentor. I had some like consult with my cousins who also work in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
One also a buyer. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
One also has a fashion brand.
I see.
So I had some like ask them how does a business run, what's fashion like, got their tips from them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot by like, from mentor and also on my free time and on my time working in the brand, like, I have to learn every day. So I try to have like an open mind, a learning attitude, open-minded all the time, try to learn everything because I think you can't learn everything. Yeah, I think you have to be able to. I mean, for me as a person, to be able to improve myself or to do like a successful business, I think you have to be able to learn all the time, to be
Right.
open-minded, yeah,
Right.
to
Yeah.
take ideas, to don't have an ego.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's the best way to have fun and be better at your work.
that's right.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm very lucky that what I'm doing is something I like, something I love. So I'm very grateful that what I'm doing is I enjoy it every day. I wake up every day. I'm very happy to be at the office, working with my team,
Yeah.
think creatively. Yeah. So I'm very lucky.
Yeah, that's great. One thing you miss most about the fashion capital, Paris,
Oh.
because you said that you did get to travel to Paris like
Yep.
like twice a year, like you used to,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I think I miss the vibe. I think the energy of Paris.
Okay.
I think Paris has that vibe, that relaxed, that energy that's very different from other cities in Europe. And also I think the culture, the way people dress. Yeah, I think that's the food also, yes. The food and the wine.
Ah, okay.
The food and the wine.
That's a lot to miss.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about one weird habit you have when you're out shopping? What is your shopping behavior? What is your MO?
I think my weird habit is I sometimes impulse buy when I go shopping.
And that's not good, I
That's
guess.
not good at all.
Yeah.
When I see something and there's like that dopamine hit.
Okay.
Like, okay, I really want that.
Yeah.
You lose all the rationality. Like you don't need this. You already have that. You don't wear this.
So a lot of shopping remorse? Like,
Yeah, there is.
should have bought this.
There is when we come back home.
Yeah.
And when you put the shopping bag on the table, like I don't think I needed that.
Okay, that soon. I mean,
Yeah,
right
that's
after you got
true.
home.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
That's right.
Okay. And how? What do you do with your shopping remorse? Like you try to like give it away, or you just put it in the closet for now and see in 6 months if you want to wear it.
I think it's more like that. So
Okay.
I put it in the closet and then I kind of look at it once in a while. Like, yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to try that on. Maybe it's time
Okay.
to wear that.
And did that ever happen? Like 6 months later, and then okay, now it's time for me to.
Yeah, I think it
wear-
happened.
Okay.
It happened.
That's
but now
good.
that habit, I kind of like, I kind of stopped now because I kind of have, as I grow up, I kind of better to control my impulse buying. So now a little less. Yeah.
I should have known better.
I should know better. That's right. That's right. When the credit card bill came out, I should know better.
Oh, that's learning.
That's learning.
That's learning. That's
at a
growth.
very high cost.
Yeah, that's growth too. Okay. One Imer muse who made you say, yes, this is exactly why I do this when you saw them in your clothes.
Ooh.
You
Can
have
be
some
anyone,
muses, right?
or has to be someone in Thailand or anyone in.
Anyone at all.
Oh.
Or your muse.
I think
Because the brand has
Muse.
it's
Yeah.
Muse.
I think from a Parisian point that I started off, I think Caroline Rothfeld, Jean Damas, like those women who works in fashion in Paris has that kind of like that cool Parisian vibe, like vintage T-shirt with nice pair of jeans, red lipstick,
Right.
a nice oversized blazer, and like a Kush basic sandal shoes. Like that character, that women, that muse was something I was starstruck when I saw and thought, oh, this is like the perfect
Yeah.
Amer woman.
So
AMR
she
women.
checks all the boxes.
She ticks all the boxes.
Right.
But now in Thailand as well, I think like one person that really represented us well is Pi Opal, Mel Opal,
Ooh.
Panasara.
Wow.
Right? She has that. She has her own style. She has her own character. She's very independent. She know
Right.
what she likes.
Yeah.
She know what she's enjoyed. I think that and then also Nongbo Melada, as you can see, in our ad.
So
we
the
like
right attitude, right?
the right attitude. Very independent, has a very clear personality, knows who they are, what they like, what they want. Yeah, very character driven, very
see.
independent, not controlled.
Yeah.
I think that's best represent of
Okay.
like us as well as a brand, and also
Yeah.
if we were to build someone up, AMR, it would be her.
Yeah.
So also now
any-
Pisani as well.
yeah. Right.
Pisani with the new rebrand, we have like a
Yes,
now we have
like
man as well, male,
right,
yeah.
male muse.
very independent. They're like, this is me. So
Yeah.
that's right.
Wow, cool. All right. How about one person, Thai or global, you're dying to see in IMR one day?
One Thai person, Yaya. I think Yaya and Nade. Yeah, I think those two are very something I'm manifesting.
Okay.
I'm manifesting. Hopefully someday we can work with them. I think they have that energy that could align with us as a brand. Yeah. So hopefully one day we can work. Manifesting.
Yeah.
Manifesting.
I see. So usually when a brand wants to approach or ask someone to be their muse,
Yeah.
what does it do?
Oh, I think that's an interesting question. For us, we try to choose someone who we feel their DNA matches us. We try to do our homework. Okay, let's say Mel Paul, for example, or Nongbo Melada. We see like the character, what work do they do, their lifestyle,
Right.
how do they dress, who do they work with, what work do they do, what type of things do they do daily, do they have a business, do they have a family? So all those things, if they're aligned with the DNA of the brand, we feel that they are the muse of our brand. Not because just they're famous or they're like a celebrity or they have a huge following.
I see.
That's how we choose. Also with how our marketing work as well. For marketing, we do work with KOL, KOC. So all the KOL, KOC that we work with, if their lifestyle, if their character, their life matches what the brand is, we would work with them. We don't try to force them, because it's gonna feel forced. It's gonna
Right.
feel unnatural. It doesn't feel flowy.
It's got to be their authentic self.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And if their authentic self match with our authenticity, it flourishes. It feels natural.
Yeah.
And our customer or our follower can see that. This is like them being them, not this brand making them be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So them being them, looking fabulous in our clothes.
That's right.
Oh, but
คนส่งชุด
คนส่งชุด
ใช่
But does being funny one of the qualities? Because who just listed there, Opal, Bo Milada, Pisani, they're all like have something in common.
Yeah.
Like they make
quirky.
us laugh.
They're
quirky and
they're
funny.
quirky. Yeah, I think they don't align with like the, how would I say, the image standard of like how a, let's say, celebrity or famous person should be. I feel like they have their own character.
Right.
They weren't like trained or like idolized into being this image. I think they have that natural that they're themselves, and them being themselves has that fan base that wants to feel that they can be themselves, and being themselves is something positive.
I was going to ask one thing all IMR people have in common.
Oh, I think being themselves, being themselves, being the best of who they are. Being like independent, like they be able to be control of who they are, what their lives and how they think. Yeah, I think that's one thing that we, as a brand, we try to like because what we do is what we are, like we represent what we feel, what we are, what we think, and we want that image to go on as well, that idea to go on as well. So everyone that works with us, I think, are like that. They're very independent. They're very clear of who they are, what they're like.
Yeah, that's a great quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about one thing you and your partner always disagree on? That'd be a fun thing to talk about.
Oh, nearly everything.
Really?
Nearly everything.
You're kidding.
She's here as well.
Okay.
No, but yeah. I think I think what we dispute is the best for the brand and for us as a couple. So we're basically a couple, and also we work together.
I see.
So we do have conflicts during work, but during our personal lives, not so much. But our conflicts is usually like, for the best for the brand. But all the time, like marketing, I have like a marketing idea. She's like, no, this can't be done. It's not what we do, And then when I design, sometimes she's like, why you design this? This is not us, So we always have that dispute, but in a good way. I think in a way that we all have that goal that to make everything like successful.
Yeah. So usually she wins, right?
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
You let her win, right? Or
yes,
she actually wins. Watch out. Be
usually
very careful.
Usually she wins.
So what is the secret sauce of your brand? What makes I Am Air successful?
I think authentic. I would say that we are authentic at what we do. We are authentic to the core values of the brand, the DNA that we try to do effortless products, effortless fashion, and we try to communicate that all the time. I think like for us, we hold dearly if we are authentic. Our customer or fan base see that we are being honest, we're being authentic in like the design. That it's actually something you can wear. It's actually something that you can keep for a long time. It's actually something you can buy and you feel like it's good value. It's great value. Yeah. So I think that's one thing we always keep true to our heart is being authentic. Yeah. In everything, like design, marketing, customer service, everything. We try to be as authentic as possible and honest. Yeah.
I was wondering if there's anything that would fit me, like suit me as a person.
I think we do have like a men's line.
Yeah.
So maybe like a t-shirt, jeans.
Right.
We also have like what I'm wearing, like an oversized denim shirt. Right now, Kun Big is wearing like a denim jacket.
Yeah.
We also have like a denim shirt that maybe Kun Big can explore.
I'll be sure to check them out. Yes. Okay.
Piken already a big fan
Yeah.
of our brand, so
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
Kun Big will be the next one.
Yeah, I'll be your next big fan.
Next Muse.
Next Muse เลยเหรอ ยัง
You
ได้อีก
never
เหรอ
know
พี่
Kun Big อ้าว
You never know, right?
You never know.
Okay.
ครับ
All right.
ใช่
Okay, so on the scale of 1 to 10, how tough is the industry right now?
1 to 10, I think 8. It's tough.
Wow.
I think it's tough because there's a lot of players coming in from internationally. Also, a lot of players coming in locally. So it's very a red ocean industry.
Right.
I think we as a brand has to find our niche. We have to find our unique selling point. That competitive edge, that competitive advantage that makes us survive. I think and for us, for being in like the 4th year of the brand, we always been authentic to what we are. I Am Air is still what we are since day one. So when we always have that authenticity, that image that people knows us who we are, like as a brand, I think we will stand out. Because people can imitate, but I feel like imitation is the best form of flattery. It feels like we're doing something right. but people who are our customer or our fan base know, okay, the real thing is here. So if you have that selling point, that edge, you can survive in the industry. But now I think it's tough for everyone, even for luxury brands. People are like aspiring customers are dropping down.
Yeah.
As what's happening in geopolitics.
Yeah.
Politics,
Yeah.
economically, inflation, whatever, all the uncertainty. People try to like spend because fashion is still like a luxury good in no
Yeah.
matter what category you are. So if you are able to be a brand that still feels like a necessary goods, then you will survive.
Yeah.
So we try to bake it like we're not luxury, we're necessary. You have to have it. You have to buy it. You have to wear our clothes to work or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
ใช่ครับ
Well, speaking of like embrace, the word that you used earlier,
Yep.
do you think Thai people nowadays embrace Thai brands more? Like especially Thai fashion brands?
I think so. I think with like the past 3 years of like with the rise of e-commerce and also the rise of like young upcoming brands, a lot of big brands now are owned by Thai people. So I think now, yeah, Thai people are embracing Thai brands a lot, especially like young, upcoming or
Yeah.
big brands who communicate with local customers well, who feels like doing products for them. For us as well, we try to. Before I think Thai fashion has always catered to like maybe the upper tier. Always about design, always about luxury, which doesn't communicate to everyone.
Right.
So I think now like a lot of Thai brands are doing things that communicate to everyone. Using,
Yeah.
Maybe using models or using design or fits or product that seems like silhouette for Thai people.
Right.
So now, yeah, everyone's kind of coming
Yeah.
back to embracing Thai brands.
I think it's also all about the story that you guys tell too.
Yeah.
Because in the age of social media,
Yeah.
we know your story. Like you're sitting right now talking to
Thai,
me
Thai,
and
Thai.
sharing your story with people. So if we know your story, we know who you are, we are rooting for you.
That's right.
So,
So
yeah.
I think also like if our story aligns with yours, then we have a matching energy.
Yeah.
We have a matching character. I think that's also part of our communications. We try to communicate through social media something that our fan base or someone who follows us or our customer can relate to all the time. These content or the muse is like someone, okay, they know or they understand. It's like okay, something they doesn't feel far away. They feel like the brand is close to them. Yeah. So I think that alignment helps us, find that person who watch us and feel like okay, it's the same tribe.
Right.
That word that I got from Piken. They're doing his sessions like tribe. It's like
Yeah.
right. It's like we're building a tribe.
Right.
Our brand is like a tribe, like a group of people who likes the same thing, enjoys the same thing, has the same lifestyle. Doesn't mean you're in like a upper tier, mid tier, low tier. It's just that you just enjoy the same thing, has the same core value, same social value, that sort of thing. So that's how we like became a tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good time today to create a new fashion brand? Because I guess a lot of people who are watching right now,
Yep.
they might want to have their own brand and do what you have done.
ครับ
So any advice for them?
I think as we mentioned earlier, that how industry can be super tough. I think you can open a brand. You have to have a strong business plan. I think have a strong business plan, have a strong budget plan. Because at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
Fashion is a business.
Don't just have passion.
ใช่ครับ
You need a lot more than that.
ใช่ Passion is maybe 30 to 40%, 60% is the business side.
Right.
You have to have that business sense. If you have the passion for fashion, but you're not so good at business, find someone who's good at business and do it together.
Yeah.
Be thorough because now the industry is very tough. Not just from local competition, but from outside as well. Very red ocean.
Yeah.
And also have to be, thorough on your research. Like you have to be sure that what you're doing, no one's already done it yet.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do what they're doing, what's the edge? what's the newness, what's the things that will stand out from them, so
Yeah.
you can do, but be very precise, very thorough. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I've learned a lot about fashion today and fashion business too.
ครับ
And I think it's the best way to learn from the expert or who has done
Thank you.
the
Hopefully,
work.
I've
Yeah.
given some good points out in fashion today.
I'll be your next big fan, I told you.
Oh, ขอบคุณครับคุณบิ๊ก
all right, okay. So, of course, you're here on comedy. I want to know about your most favorite words in Thai or in English. comedy ของคุณแบบคือคำอะไรครับ
คำนี้ดีของคุณบ๊อบคืออุ้ย from the top of my head
Okay.
it's always เลิศ that I don't know why maybe it's like ingrained into my I think it's that dopamine
Yeah.
that dopamine hit that
Right.
always it's that word yeah
เลิศ
ใช่ป่ะ
Yeah.
เลิศ
Uh-huh.
ดี
Yeah.
ดีคำนี้ดีดีดี
คำนี้เลิศหรือว่า or
ดี
or we should change the name of the show to คำนี้เลิศ
คำนี้เลิศ
Yeah, it's
คำ
like
นี้
it's
ดี
better than ดี Yeah.
ดี
Okay.
but with like that tone like ดี
D.
D.
All right. I have a lot of fun today. Thank you so much for
ขอบ
coming.
คุณครับ thank you for inviting me it's such
Of
an honor
course.
to be here ครับ
ขอบคุณมากครับ
นะครับ
สวัสดีครับ
ขอบคุณครับ